day for the children of Afghanistan, for my children seeking sanctuary in Europe. Thank you for coming. Amazing. Okay. Every child stood here from Afghanistan, come on down and let's stand together, because we're here for children, aren't we? We're not just for the children, but children and their families who are experiencing great pain and suffering right now in Afghanistan. Okay? You guys come in here, but I can't see you because you're stood behind this. Let's come and stand here. Sorry? Great. Come. Fantastic. Look at that. All of us together. These children are our future. And they are just as valued as the children who are born into this country. They matter too. All of the children sat and holding in Afghanistan water with a girl and we're helping.
You see this? Look, you're watching. You just put your hands on me. This is a public space. Who the fuck are you to put your hands on me? Look at me. I'm working for press, right? I have a YouTube channel. You just put your hand on me. Excuse me, this is not your area. It's not their area. This is public space. Who the fuck are you to stop me? I'm going to stand there and I'm going to film stuff. If you put your hand on me, I'm allowed to come anywhere I want. All I want to do is do some filming on the YouTube channel. They put that it's on my video. I told you everything.
Our objective is to empower children through conflict and crisis. We currently are extremely lucky to be working with 450 young children who have fled war in Syria and Afghanistan.
Cheers, thanks very much.
We started the project about a year and a half ago now. I feel extremely grateful to also be a second
forced displacement and mass murder in Daikindi and Kandahar and many other areas of Afghanistan. The Taliban are enforcing a blockade of humanitarian supplies in various districts of Afghanistan. The vast majority of aid being conveyed to their terrorist allies without constitute crime under international law, leading to the world's biggest humanitarian crisis. A world-famous terrorist regime cannot be entrusted with $9.5 billion in assets belonging to the Afghan Central Bank. This will further fund their terrorist activities and promotion of violence as showcased on several media outlets. As a result of the unlawful takeover of Afghanistan, 1 in 2 children under 5 suffer from severe acute malnutrition, leading to a very significant increase in child deaths in the past couple of weeks. The United Nations has reported that they condemn the floggings and violations by the Taliban. In light of the fall of Afghanistan to the Taliban regime, Afghans have mobilized internally and externally to support the National Resistance Front of Afghanistan to defend their land, culture and democracy. The National Resistance Front was formed in the Hindu Kush Mountains, remote mountains, Panjshir province and Nandarab district.
Equality and the right to freedom. We, as global citizens, must raise alarm on the importance of rejecting terrorists for a terror-free globe. We request the international community to stand by us
for safety. So it is an honor and a privilege to be here today. As we call upon governments to offer protection for those now subject to the violence and oppression of the Taliban. Today, on Remembrance Sunday, these commemorations are the first since last summer's withdrawal from Afghanistan. The Taliban takeover in August left children and their families in a state of panic and desperation. But this withdrawal has also left lots of British veterans wondering what was the point? What was the point in all of the fighting that they gave? What was the point in everything that they gave for Afghanistan? Exactly. Ahmad, who was just 9 years old, was just one of many children who called to ask, is there anything you can do for us? We are hiding in the mountains. We are running out of food. and I am scared. The children that I refer to as my own, just like you and I, they have dreams and they have hopes for their future, and their lives have all been affected by terror and persecution. Today, I'm speaking for my 15-year-old son, Sina. He fled Afghanistan, leaving behind his mother, his brother and sister, Marwa and Hamed. I'm speaking today for the pain that he felt as he broke down in my arms and asked, "Is there anything we can do to free them from this life with the Taliban?" I speak for Zara and the thousands of others like her who washed up on the shores of the Mediterranean Sea last year. At just 13 years old, she had made the treacherous journey on her own, risking her life for freedom. She risked her life for freedom of terror and persecution. Today, I'm here for Ataifa, Latifa and Mohammed, all of my children who felt like they had no choice but to walk across Europe this summer. They walked for 3 months, for 10 hours a day, with their belongings on their back. They slept rough, risking their lives for peace, for security, for safety. They too were searching for a life free from terror and persecution. For Marzi, whose 8-year-old daughter was ripped from her arms as the Taliban took over her home. And for the children who are now in hiding in Afghanistan. Those who are facing an escalating humanitarian crisis. Those who are running out of fresh food and water. For the girls who are at risk of being taken as sex slaves. Can you imagine what that must be like as a parent to have your daughter taken from you? Have your daughter taken and knowing that she is going to be a sex slave. Today I am here for those who want to study, those who want to work, for those who believe in humanity. Today I am here for you. I'm here for 9-year-old Hamed, whose eyes were burnt when the bomb was dropped in Kabul, as Western countries rushed to complete their evacuation flights, taking the lucky few to safety. For the 95 people who lost their lives that day, and the 150 others who were injured. Today we stand with every child who is in Afghanistan feeling afraid. Today we stand with you. So today I am asking for governments to open their borders to those suffering at the hands of terrorist groups like the Taliban. Because every human being has the right to seek a safe place where their dignity will be preserved. We ask those that are leading our governments to give those at huge risk the choice to resettle in a country that can offer them the safety and security that we all deserve. We ask them to help us bring an end to these terrorist organizations. And we ask this on behalf of those who have seen these groups, those who have lived this pain that these groups have caused. We have to bring criminals to justice so that our future generations, our children from Nigeria, Syria, Somalia, Afghanistan, and other areas across the world can live in peace. These crimes against their freedom must stop now. So I know we have already done a moment's silence today, and many of you, this will not be the first silence that you did, but I would like, as we put on this music, because music is something that is universal and it connects us all, let's just activate my phone so we can get this song on. There you go, you press play on that one. I'm going to ask us, despite having taken a moment's silence today, I would like for you to think of somebody that you love, okay? Everybody can do that for me today. I want you to think of somebody that you love, and I want you to close your eyes, or I want you to put your hand on your chest, on your heart, and I want you to just think about that person. I really want you to think about them. I'm going to ask you to stay with this person for a moment. And to tell them that you love them. I want us to take that love that we feel for that person in our life and I want us to send it out to every child who is sat right now hiding in Afghanistan. I want you to send that love out to every child sat hiding in Afghanistan right now. I want you to send that love to every soldier and their families that lost their lives fighting on behalf of the children of Afghanistan. I want you to send that love. Today I was invited here today to speak on behalf of the National Resistance Front in Afghanistan, who are fighting to reject terrorism. They're giving everything they can to do and protect those at high risk, including ourselves. So as you take that person that you love, I want you to remember that bloodline, it isn't bloodlines that make us a human family, but it is in our ability to stand up and to protect one another in times of challenge, in times of pain and discomfort. We are all connected. And these sacrifices that our soldiers have made, these lives that we have lost to terrorism, cannot and must not be in vain. On behalf of every child here today and those seeking sanctuary in Europe, those seeking sanctuary around the world, and those still stuck in Afghanistan. I really thank you for being here today. We are, and always will be, stronger together. Thank you.
More seats in the parliament? Why would they care about a bunch of young, old and middle-aged men called the National Resistance Front, fighting on the far corner of the world in Panjshir, Afghanistan? No, they don't care. You, the people of the democratic nations, will have to open your eyes and ears.
What democracy? This is a corporatocracy.
Only if the people on the Twin Towers of the tragic incident of the 9/11, only if they open their eyes and open their ears to see and listen. Months before the Twin Towers were attacked, a man from the same corner of the world, from Panjshir, Afghanistan, was invited to the European Parliament, and he warned the world. Specifically sent a message to former President of the United States, George Bush, that if Afghanistan is left alone in the fight against terrorism, it would not only stay in Afghanistan, but spread to America, Europe, and rest of the world. But no one listened. Until the shockwave of the 9/11, when the Taliban were in power and none of the people